What is up, you guys? Teller checking in for a last-minute breakdown video. Better late than never. I had to get this video out to you guys. You know what fight we're going to be talking about here. Renato Moicano steps in on short notice to take on Rafael dos Anjos, the former lightweight champion of the world. This is a very intriguing matchup here, if you ask me, and especially with the factors that we have going on. Renato Moicano taking this fight on short notice. It's going to be basically 3 weeks from the last fight that he just had, where he had that rear naked choke victory over Alexander Hernandez. But do keep in mind, he probably knew that he was stepping in to take this fight about 2 weeks after that fight. The word is that he was in the pool with the family when he caught wind of this situation and wanted to jump on this fight here. Hopefully he wasn't drinking at the pool, getting a little loose out there, doing cannonballs, throwing the drinks back. Hopefully it was more of a family pool outing where he was getting some laps, and those are the things that we really don't know. I will say this much though, if you give me a fight matchup of Renato Moicano versus Rafael dos Anjos, I'm favoring Renato Moicano with two full camps. I like what I've seen from Moicano. I think that he's shown some real evolution with his grappling. He's very dangerous down on the mat, has an amazing frame for the division. His striking's underrated. He's very technical there. Now, he does have some mishaps here and there where he kind of freezes up a little bit. He'll get a little hesitant if his opponent starts to tee off on him. He'll freeze up a little bit, and there's potential for him to be finished there. But again, the fighters that we're talking about that have finished him are very talented fighters. We remember what Aldo did to him. If you want to run it way back in time, he did get finished in the third round by Ortega. That was a fight that he was pretty much dominating on the feet, was really outstriking Ortega. Made a mental miscue there. He got caught in the guillotine, but that was a long time ago. And I really like the work that he's been putting in as of recently. And I love the attitude that he brings into the octagon. You remember when he got that finish over Damir Hasnovic, and he was basically yelling at him for Damir allowing him to finish him. He wanted him to be a little bit tougher so they could have fought longer. I love that type of tenacity that he's been bringing into the octagon as of recently. We saw it at the stare downs yesterday. He's not playing around. I don't believe that Renato is necessarily in peak condition based on how he looked at the weigh-ins, but I think that he's still in phenomenal shape. The fact that this is a 5-round fight, I don't think that he had to take this fight as a 5-rounder. I don't think that was something he had to do unless he felt that he was confident that he was in good shape. I don't see why this couldn't have been a 3-round fight based on the fact that it's not a main event slot. It's not a championship bout. So, I think that Renato feels like he's in good shape. He just had a full training camp going into his fight that just took place a couple weeks ago. I'm picking Renato Moicano here. This line opened up right around plus 170. We've seen a lot of action coming on him. I like Moicano to pull the upset off, if you want to call it that. A lot of fighters that have been coming in on short notice as of recently have not necessarily been coming through. I think Renato has the potential to come through here. I think he could hold his own on the feet. I like the reach advantage that he has on the feet. Has a couple of inches of a reach advantage to work with. He's about, 3 inches taller, too, so he'll have that leg length as well for his kicks. RDA is a very tough customer. We've seen RDA stifled a little bit against tough wrestlers. It's hard to gauge him in that aspect based on the level of opponent or opponents that have been able to do that to him. Colby Covington, Kamaru Usman, fighters like that. But I'm going to edge Moicano down on the mat too. He's looked very good down there. I think he's a little bit more of the naturally larger man. I think there's some potential for Moicano to do some work down on the mat. And on the feet, I don't see any reason why Moicano can't keep RDA at the end of his punches and do some damage there. We'll see how the cardio of Moicano holds up in the 5-round fight. We know RDA is as prepared as ever. He was ready to take on Islam on short notice. He was ready to pretty much take anybody on. He looks to be in peak condition, so that's the X factor there. So when it's all said and done, my pick is Renato Moicano to defeat Rafael dos Anjos. This is a very big fight for him. If he gets it done here, we already know what the UFC brass thinks about fighters stepping in on short notice. They have a great deal of respect for fighters that do that, and they reward them. But if he gets a victory over RDA regardless, this raises his stock through the roof. So this could be a very, very big coming out party for Moicano. Let's see how it plays out, because RDA is a very well-rounded fighter, and he's absolutely no joke. So let me make that clear as well. This is a very tough fight here. But, let's take the dog out for a walk here.
The teller.